Looks like we're alive. So great to be here. Hello, beautiful coaches. I wanted to share a couple of things with you, and I asked the question, are you doing this alone? And I want to share a little bit of a story. About 4.5 years ago, I would say I got in touch with a group of coaches who raised this question, do you want to meet and kind of work through this together? And it was actually one of my business partners, Jeff Cockrell. Oh, there's the you might hear beeping. It's a fire alarm. I think everything is okay. So he posed this question like, do we wanna meet and work through this together? And by this I mean come together and find out what we're trying in terms of our coaching skill sets. And that was more related to the high performance coaching that we used to do, and also practice coaching together in a very unique, different way, which we still do in our community. And at that point, for about 2 years or so, I had already tried so much. I had bought so many courses, thousands of dollars of courses. I had tried different models. I had tried webinars. I had tried going live. I had tried, was live still there? Or at least I was doing video series. I had tried meeting people in person. I had tried doing so many things that would, and reaching out people in person, trying to get people from my network. I tried so many different things, at least in my mind, and I was like, well, this might not hurt. Let's just try one more thing. And at the time, I was still driving Uber, and I had a handful of clients, and it wasn't working very well. I mean, those were going well, and I was grateful to have those, but the business was not sustainable. I could not sustain my family, and at the time, I had a daughter who was born a year or so ago, and my timelines might be all over the place, but stay with me. So now put yourself in my situation. I was the only person who was making money in my household. My wife and I, we decided that she would take care of the kids while I'm working on the business, and I'll take care of the money side. Takes care of the kids until they get old enough, and she's actually a coach now too, so she coaches with me. And so I was grateful that she was able to do that and bring up our children the way that we wanted to. And now we have two kids, and we're actually in California right now. We attended an event. It was a coaching summit by Brennan Burchard, Growth Day, in California from Canada. And we stayed here for the conference. My family came with me. They got to meet my team. They got to meet other people that I work with. And now we have a couple of days or a few days. We're gonna go check out California a little bit. I've been here before, but it's the first time for my kids being in the Pacific Coast and near the mountains, which we don't have on the East Coast. So now the reason why I'm sharing this is that I could not have imagined that just being part of a community in the way that we started uh, helped me. And within 6 months, and this was ridiculous, even saying it right now, within 6 months, even in my mind, I had a thriving business, which meant that I was consistently getting clients, and within a year I had a full-time business. And to me it's one of those things that just happen. And how did it happen? Well, one of the biggest things that happened was I developed a lot of confidence because I was trying different things like webinars, reaching out to people, but I was not sticking to it long enough. I didn't believe in my own capability and my own skill sets, even though I said that I do. So it helped me develop a lot of confidence as we started sharing initially, like, what do you do with your clients? How do you work through clarity? How do you work through challenge? How do you work through emotions? How do you work through overwhelm? How do you work through relationship challenges? And apparently I knew a lot. So, and that gave me a lot of confidence, also a lot of good feedback that helped me improve as well. And then we got more comfortable with each other, we started discussing business. Okay, so how are you getting clients? What are you trying? And I realized that I wouldn't stick long enough for something to work, and I didn't have the support and feedback to know what's working and what's not. And so I would try a webinar for a couple of months. I would get one or two people coming in the webinar. I'd be like, oh, and nobody would sign up, or at least one will sign up. I know that at least one or two signed up through my webinar campaigns. And but I thought that was complete failure. But when I shared it, it was like, oh, that's incredible. Can we see your webinar? And then I tested out my webinar a few times, and it was on the third time that I got such a great feedback on the sales process. My coaching was really good on the sales process, and also even in the coaching part too, that I was able to replicate that and just rinse and repeat. And that was really powerful because that now I'm getting consistent clients from that. And a lot of other things happened on that way. I built collaborations, I built partnership, and at this point, I've, at least the past 2 years or 2.5 years, I've been able to double my revenue every year. And how I've done that? Well, through knowing that I have a supportive community of coaches. I'm consistently developing my skill sets, and I'm consistently getting feedback on what I'm trying. I'm challenged and pushed by my peers, and I hear what other coaches do, and sometimes I will adapt that and tweak that and apply it to mine. Or I will collaborate with. I've done quite a few collaborations, especially this past year, that has helped me move ahead, and that's actually made a huge, huge difference. And most of them are from our community. And we've also created a contract with other companies. Like none of the stuff I would have imagined in my mind. I thought, well, you need a model and a process to move ahead. But what I didn't take into account was that we're a social species. And we were just at the coaching summit that we were in. Brendan Burchard was, the whole summit was get around other people. Even though they might appear to be alone on stage, they have their books, they have their coaching practices. But there are three speakers that were there, the main one being Brendan Burchard, but then there was Lori and there was Jasmine. I don't know their last names, but big influencers, and they all had one common thread. They were around peers who consistently gave them support, cheered them on, promoted them, and moved ahead. And it's elusive because at the front you see Brendan Burchard on the book, you see Tony Robbins on the book, you see Ajit Nawalka on the book, you see Michael Neal on the book. But when you actually go to events, they're always around each other. I was also in Europe in Tallinn this past summer, and I was in Mexico too for another coaching conference. And they were all together. Michael Neal, Jason Goldberg, Vishen Lakhiani, Ajit Nawalka. These guys were supporting each other. They were promoting each other the whole time. They were taking care of each other's family. I remember Jason Goldberg taking care of Ajit Nawalka's kid. And to me, that was a huge eye opener. None of these guys got there alone. It just looks like they did on the outside. And going back to what Brendan Burchard, for example, offered a mastermind here, which he said that you need this to move ahead, not just as a sales process, because everything is sales and influence, but that you don't do this alone. That you're not going to move ahead, and the way he justified it is that if you make one or two clients by getting this $15,000 mastermind, um, that will pay for itself. And that's what I'm asking you is that join us. We're not charging nearly at that level, and our community is actually a little bit different. We focus on a few areas we've developed. We've been working at this for close to 4 years now. Well, what really helps people? We have our 90-day challenge, which we work on the business side of things. We have our Thursdays that we are live for you guys too, which where we talk about coaching mastery and business mastery, different topics there, see what kind of support you need. And then we have our coaching chain, where you actually get a coach as a coach. Most coaches, they don't have coaches. And if you don't have a coach, there's a huge incongruency when you're showing up with other people and you're asking them to have a coach. So you get a coach and you get to coach somebody, and on both sides you get feedback. And every quarter we change that. Just that, so there are two sides of it. You need to consistently develop your skill sets as a coach, and you need to develop your skill sets as a business owner, or at least collaborate with people who are building the business side of things. And that's what we work on here. I would love, 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 love for you to join us. We have a promotion going on right now. It ends on Sunday. Let's see the date. Ends on Sunday, December 11th, and we're taking $1,000 off. So from 3,997 to 2,997 only this week. You're not gonna get it. I don't know when we're gonna do a promotion like that. The only reason we did that is because we did a bunch of meetups here in California, and we thought we'd give people a promotion. But it's gonna end on Sunday. So definitely join us. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, please let me know below or message me personally. I'm one of the leadership team members in this community, so it's not just one person working with you. It's Daniel Fernandez, Jeff Cockrell, Dr. Sherry Llewellyn, and myself. We have an amazing community of coaches that will support you consistently. And just one final note, many of us got together after 2.5 years of being online and supporting each other, and it felt like we were around family. Yeah, as Jeff might say, the family that you want. So please join us now, and this is gonna serve you. You're gonna thank you. Your future self is gonna thank you. And try it out. If it doesn't work out for a month, you get your money back guarantee. We don't want you to stay in a program that doesn't serve you. Until our next conversation, hope you have an incredible day. Bye.